I want to talk about Matt House here for a second because he was announced as a semifinalist for the Broyles Award, and that's great. I've been extremely impressed with what Matt House has been able to do. He is, as good a coach going right now that has made defensive adjustments. You look at LSU's, second half defense this year, really second half performances, period, but second half defenses. And how many times after an opening drive, you think about the Mississippi State game, you think about what happened against Auburn. Ole Miss didn't score in the second half. Even this past game, touchdown short field on the first drive, field goal drive on the second drive. After that, you can hang it up. There ain't anything else happening here. When House was hired, I said at the time, and I still believe this, that he was the brightest star on the staff, the guy most likely to ascend into a head coaching job if there was some success here. When he got I knew how badly they wanted him when they decided to wait until the Chiefs season was over last year. I mean, that's a lot. You got to really want somebody to wait that long, and he's proved to be worth the wait. The timing there was such that they could have brought somebody else in, maybe got a jump and recruited. No, this is the guy we wanted. So House is, I said at the time, I said, if things work out here, he's going to be a head coach by the 2025 season. Once I saw him actually coach, I moved that up. I said, probably the 2024 season. I don't think he's maybe quite as hot as Aranda was at the end of the national championship season. Aranda was going up those lists pretty good, but it does remind me a little bit of the end of the 2005 season with Bo Pelini. And Pelini's stock at the beginning of the season wasn't very good. LSU struggled out of the gate, but boy, they got better. And after the 2005 season, Pelini's name was starting to come up a little bit. This is Pelini 1.0. Don't go to the 2.0 here. And then by the end of the sixth season, he was on a lot of lists, and at that point was really able to kind of sit and wait for a job. And then Nebraska, big job, came up after the 07 season. I don't know if House is where Pelini was at the end of the 5 season, the 6 season, or the 7 season, right? My guess is he's probably somewhere in the middle of that he could be a head coach next year if he wanted to. There's probably a head coaching job that he could have, but that it might not be the exact one he wants. If it is the one he wants, then, he's going to go. Point being that you get a good, hot assistant at LSU on a successful team, they are going to get other jobs. So if you get Matt House for another year, great. I wouldn't expect anything past that. His whole resume just screams that he is ready to be a head coach. He did this. I mean, you can go down the list. This is exactly how you would want your career path to start. You start out as a graduate assistant at a big college, then you go to a smaller college and you take a full-time staff position. He started out at Michigan State. He was at North Carolina as an assistant to the assistant, a grad assistant. Then he went to Gardner-Webb so he could be a position coach. He was a defensive line coach. Then he got a better job than Gardner-Webb. He went to Buffalo to be the defensive backs coach. Then he got an opportunity to go to the NFL. He spent 3 years in the NFL, not as a full-time assistant coach, because you go from a position coach at a very small school. Then you get a position coach at maybe a group of 5 school, and then you go up to the NFL and you're an assistant to an assistant. And he was assistant to the special teams coach. Then you go back into a Power 5 job as a position coach. He went to Pitt. Then you move up to be the coordinator at a Power 5 group, and he was at Pitt, and then he was again at Kentucky. Then you go back to the NFL to be a position coach. Will Muschamp had a very, very similar career path, minus the NFL stuff until after he left here. But it was go up to the NFL, be a position coach, and then when you come back, you're a defensive coordinator for maybe a year, and a year, maybe 2, and then you're a head coach. He's 44 years old. I mean, it's perfect. Matt House would be if I was an athletic director looking for a head coach, Matt House would be on my list. So if he gets a head coaching job, just know that this is a really attractive place to be a coordinator. The special teams coordinators got jobs. Derek Dooley was a special teams coordinator here. He got the head coaching job at Tennessee. So you can get a job. You can get another job after your job here. This is a really good job. You can get an even better job than that. So Matt House up for the Broyles Award, and probably it could be another year. I doubt very seriously that it will be 2. So that's good though. You're not going to keep these guys forever, and frankly, I don't know if I'd want a guy that just said, hey, you know what, I'm good here. As a coordinator, I don't want to be a head coach. I don't want you want those guys that are hungry, the guys that hang around for 25 years as a coordinator on one staff. The guys that have been really good at that, it's a pretty short list.